He also again announced his opposition to raising taxes on a statewide level. Currently, the Revenue Committee is overseeing a marathon hearing on their compromise bill. That plan would raise the state sales tax and begin to tax items such as pop and candy. They hope the extra revenue would provide Nebraskans relief on property taxes. The governor disagrees, saying it's robbing Peter to pay Paul. Reporter John Kipper headed to Lincoln today to figure out just what the governor wants.
Right now inside the state capitol, a bill is being talked about that would raise taxes on a number of things. Governor Pete Ricketts has said that he is not for any of those, but he says the state absolutely needs property tax relief. So how does the governor expect to get there? Governor Pete Ricketts has called a Revenue Committee plan the largest tax hike in state history. That proposal would raise the state sales tax by 3/4 cent, upping the cigarette tax and taxing currently exempt items and services like junk food, plumbing, and vet care. Supporters of that bill hopes it raises over $500 million annually in property tax relief. Ricketts says it'll be short-term relief at best.
And so what we may see is that property taxes may go down for a couple years, maybe 3, but then they'll be right back up at the level they were before.
Instead, Ricketts has proposed a constitutional amendment that would only allow local governments to increase property taxes by 3%. A 2020 statewide vote would ultimately be needed to pass the plan, and if passed, counties would need a special election to go over the 3% cap. That bill has stalled in committee, but Ricketts hopes it gets resurrected.
I'm still hopeful that the legislature right now will revisit their killing of my earlier constitutional amendment.
He also wanted $51 million added to the property tax credit fund. Tuesday, the Appropriations Committee agreed to add just $26 million.
That is tone deaf to not understand that Nebraskans want property tax relief and to cut the direct property tax relief that I have proposed this year by half.
A couple of the things in the bill that we just do not agree with.
La Vista Mayor Doug Kendig isn't a fan of the Revenue Committee plan or Ricketts' proposed constitutional amendment. He says La Vista has invested a lot in revitalizing the area around 84th Street. He thinks it would be much harder to budget for similar projects if the governor gets his way.
Don't cut off the head of your growth, which is cities, for a feel-good plan that's going to have long-term negative effects on our growth.
Now, when asked, Governor Pete Ricketts did not rule out a petition drive for his 3% cap plan, but says he would prefer that the legislature pass it instead. In Lincoln, John Kipper, 3 News Now.